Albert Breer is reporting that teams that are not really in the running for Aaron Rodgers, or just outside teams that really don't care for Aaron Rodgers, are saying that they don't believe he's worth a first-round pick because, once again, according to Aaron Rodgers, the reason why the trade hasn't gone through was not because of him. It was because of the Packers. They're trying to dig their heels in, according to Aaron Rodgers, and get as much as they want for a 4-time MVP now? And you know what? Good for the Packers. Good for them. They deserve it. Because they had to put up with Aaron Rodgers BS for about 2 years too long. Really, it's a year too long, but I'm going to say 2 years too long to be nice. So, we have talked about this. Me and my dad have talked about this on the show. And I think, desperate times call for desperate measures. The Jets are unbelievably desperate for a quarterback. I think that's pretty much well thought through. They have been dealing with Zach Wilson and Chris Streveler and Mike White and Joe Flacco. Mark Sanchez is probably their best quarterback in the past 15 years. Chad Pennington was good but can never stay healthy. You had Geno Smith. You had Christian Hackenberg. You got a bunch of quarterbacks that were not very good. So the Jets, because the Jets right now, you take a look at that team. They have the offensive rookie of the year. They have Elijah Moore. They just got Alan Lazard. By the way, Alan Lazard had a weird comment, and I'll talk about this in this topic, but they got some players. Their offensive line is a little bit of a question mark. You got to get one or two more pieces, starter pieces, not really depth pieces, starter pieces on that offensive line, and then I'd be a little more confident saying that you're a secured playoff team. Your defense is just number 4. However, generally, defenses are a little bit, they have a little volatility to them. They go up, they go down. They're really great one year, then they're okay the next year. Take a look at the Rams this year. The Rams added Bobby Wagner. They had Jalen Ramsey. They had Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald did get hurt, but Bobby Wagner was still productive. Jalen Ramsey was all right. Look at the Rams defense. They were dominant last year. This year, not as much. So the Jets defense, we'll have to see how it comes out of the gate. If it's still dominant, well, there's our answer. Probably first few weeks, if the Jets are dominant like they were last year, okay, this is probably a top 10, maybe top 5 defense. But all the Jets really need, the one glaring need that the Jets have is at the quarterback position. And Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show, my intention is to play for the New York Jets or retire. So he already said, I want to play for the Jets. And then the leverage, because he said that, I feel like the leverage has dropped off of Aaron Rodgers for a little bit. If he said, I may retire, because he said going into his darkness retreat that he was 90% retired. I think the Packers could say, well, he wants to go to you guys. You guys need him. How about a first-round pick? Or, according to reports, the Packers could go, not only 1 first-round pick, we'll take 2 first-round picks. I think that's a little bit excessive, but the Jets are desperate. I think the smarter idea would be take those first-round picks that the Packers are, begging for and give it towards a quarterback that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Oh, a guy making $32 million fully guaranteed that basically wants to go away from his team, Lamar Jackson. Oh, who's also about a decade younger and is not on the verge of retirement. Just a little thought. Because Woody Johnson and the rest of the Jets staff apparently were on a plane when the news broke that, the Ravens used the non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson. And so I was joking around with some of my friends. A couple of my friends are Jet fans. And I said, turn the plane around. Go get Lamar. It's a better idea. It's just a better idea to go get Lamar Jackson. I feel like Lamar would have a bigger impact. I mean, he would be there much longer. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is essentially alone. You're basically saying, we'll take on $60 million for a guy who will only play for us 1 year out of 2. He has $150 million fully guaranteed. He's already about, we're going to say a third of the way through because he had his first year already. So he's 2 years left of that $150 million contract. So Aaron Rodgers is going to play 1 year with the Jets. The Packers are saying, give us a first-round pick. I saw a couple people saying that, different fan bases. I saw some comments underneath these posts saying, oh, yeah, I think I would give a second and a fourth for Rodgers. But then when me and my dad have done this topic before, I get some comments saying, we got to remember, this is 1 year removed for him being a back-to-back MVP. So the Packers are probably looking, he was just MVP 2 years ago. And now he's going to a team with maybe more talent than us, at least receiver-wise. That's debatable. Running back-wise, I would still give to the Packers. That's why, and better offensive line, I think. So that's why if I were Aaron Rodgers, I would stay on the Packers, plus an easier division, easier conference. I would say the schedule is about the same to maybe the Packers have a little bit easier. You can leave that up for debate in the comments if you want. But you go over and then look at the Packers. The Packers are saying, you guys have more talent. You guys need a quarterback. You guys are desperate. They have the upper hand. Rodgers is sitting here well, I'm sort of waiting. I'm technically under contract for the Packers. So could we, just hypothetically, just put it out there, if the Rodgers, Packers, Jets situation does not get resolved, where the Packers are asking for a first round or more, or a first plus a skill player, and the Jets aren't willing to give up that first plus that skill player, could we see a situation where Aaron Rodgers does not play next year, but instead retires? If Aaron Rodgers, this is what I would do. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would threaten retirement to hopefully speed up the process, because I don't think the Packers or Packer Nation wants to spend $60 million on a quarterback when they're ready to move on to Jordan Love. So if Aaron Rodgers, threatens retirement, says, I think I may retire if this deal doesn't get done, I think that may speed up the Packers. Okay, we don't want to deal with a $60 million contract. Jets, how about this? Second round pick, second and a fifth, second and a fourth, second and a conditional third. I think we can see that happen. I think it's a very, very interesting situation with Aaron Rodgers. Because, once again, he's 1 year removed from being a back-to-back MVP. And his first year without Davante Adams, I did this as one of my hot takes. I said, Aaron Rodgers will not look good. In fact, he won't look so good. He'll look so out of whack that he'll do something he hasn't done in a decade, and that's throw 10 or more interceptions. Because we take a look at not this past year, the year before, what was his one go-to guy? His one secure spot. It's, screw it. Davante's out there somewhere. It's Davante Adams. And lo and behold, I think Rodgers had, 11, 12 interceptions? Look at what happened. I think it's a very, very interesting situation. And according to Aaron Rodgers, it's the Packers holding up this trade. And you know what? Good for them. The Jets are desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures. If the Jets really are that desperate for a quarterback, and if they're not feeling like spending 2 first-round picks plus $200+ million fully guaranteed on a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, well, get Aaron Rodgers on a loan. 1 year deal, $60 million you got to spend on him for that first year, and figure out what is going to happen next year. Because the Packers saying we want this. You want him. We got him. They have the upper hand. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.